Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Raul. This is my first impression of the Floodlight Cam Pro 4K hardwired camera from Ring. This is brand new. I actually received this the day before it came out, not because I was special. I just pre-ordered it. I got here on the 30th and it was supposed to be delivered on the 31st, but here I am unboxing it here. That doesn't make sense, right? Here I am unboxing it here. That's way too much words. But as you can see, it comes very well packaged. Not that easy to open up. This is not an official review or unboxing, even though I am unboxing right now. But this camera is way bigger than the one I have currently. I don't know what generation I have, but I know that I purchased it early 2021. And I've used it ever since. Came with a bag of screws, a screwdriver, a bracket, a mounting bracket that I'll have to put the plate on. I didn't use hardly any of these screws. I probably used about one, but it came with a ton. The instructions were not clear, FYI. It gives you this little thing to scan a barcode, and then you scan it. It takes you to the app. And the app just says, oh, thank you, congratulations. If you're ready to install your thing, click here. But it does not show you how to install it. So if you need to get somebody to help you with the electrical work, go ahead and do that. This is the reason why I bought this camera. All of a sudden, my camera started to shift its colors. Even at night it looked weird. But everything that was green turned pink. Everything looked very dull. And the graininess wasn't this bad before. Here's more footage I captured of the police, my front yard at a situation. And I'm a very nosy neighbor, so I record everything. If it's on my camera, it is not yours, it is mine. But, as you can see, it wasn't as grainy. You can still kind of make out that these are people, that these are firefighters. And here's a separate incident. This was me. In fact, it is 3 years ago today when this happened. Going to the emergency room there. I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm still going. But anyways, as you can see, it still picked up very well. But at night, this, you can't really see a whole lot. It's still very grainy, very dull. And if you're having a fire truck come to your house and then all of a sudden at early morning it goes bang! Like this big old crunch that I heard. This was Sac Metro Fire Department. Hit my neighbor's Explorer, and till this day he hasn't seen any compensation. So get it together, Sac Metro Fire. You know who we are. Anyways, here's more. This is the old camera. Again, I don't know what model it is. Maybe you could see it from there. But she put us through quite a bit. She got us through the pandemic. We started recording a whole lot of things after the pandemic. And she worked for a long time until she didn't. The audio worked very well. It was 8 in the morning when I began to install this. Now, this is not a how to install. Get an electrician if you need to. I'm not an electrician, but I was able to install this by watching other how-to videos. I had that box, the wire box from the previous install. So this was really easy to install for me. And the light was flashing, but here you're going to see that... the angle I really wanted was to cover that mailbox. We had gotten broken into. Somebody stole all my pills, and I wanted to make sure I captured everything next time. The real problem was at the time of the firmware uploading or downloading, we got stuck. I started this around 8 o'clock, and 8:30 I was already installing the firmware. The screenshot there says 12:30. It was not installing. What should have taken 15 minutes was taking several hours. I was pretty perturbed. I called the Ring people and they told me to do it over, uninstall it and start over. And I did. And I got stuck there for several more hours. This is the 31st. This is Halloween. Wanted to capture some stuff and I didn't catch anything. It was a bit of a headache because they said maybe I should get a Wi-Fi extender, which I did the next day. That did not work. It had to be an issue on their end. I was told it was defective and they were going to send me a new one. Right now it's November 15th. I have not received a new device. And as you can see, this is the dashboard. It was showing that it was plugged in. It was connected. It was detecting something, but it was not connecting somehow to the Wi-Fi. They said maybe even consider using the Wi-Fi on your cell phone. That didn't work. A little side note, a little life hack. What I did, instead of getting the doorbell camera, I purchased a floodlight for the front porch because it gave me a wider angle. It gave me more light, or lighting in general, in the evening time, and I was able to see people a lot more clear. But yeah, this was the issue. It wouldn't install, and it took me, it started working all of a sudden on Monday. So this was Friday, and then I worked on it on Saturday, worked on it on Sunday, nothing. By some weird miracle, it started working Monday morning. Here is, you're going to see a comparison of how grainy the old camera used to look at night. But there's a feature that I really liked at night, which was you can control the lighting from the app, and it would stay off until you changed the timer or until you manually changed it. And the new app, at least in the last 18 months or 2 years, I've not been able to do this right here. This is right here, 2022, I think. But I haven't been able to do this in years. I try to do that even now with my boy up in the front. I said, hang out there. I'm going to turn the lights off. And I turned the lights off with the app, and they would come back on as soon as there was movement. So that's kind of annoying. I want to have more control here. I clicked it, and you could see it, and then it comes back on its own. It's really, really frustrating. But you can see right into the cars. A lot clear. The colors are more vivid. Everything's crisp. I could see it better on my app and on my phone, but I think in the transfer from downloading from the Ring website into my phone and transferring this to my computer, we lose some megapixels. We lose some quality there. But otherwise, it looks very good. And during the daytime as well, this is what it looks like. As you can see, the car looks clear. I was almost able to get a full license plate, which I've never been able to do before. And I got it because this guy called the day before saying, hey, we're from the city. We're going to come out to your neighborhood. We're going to do some things. And they didn't do jack because I said, you are not from the city. City doesn't need to do an inspection. But I knew that's beside the point. Another problem, as you can see here, the car passes by, and then the light is delayed. So what's the point of having a light that you can't control if it's not going to work even when it's supposed to work, right? So as you saw, that car just passed by and the light was delayed. So this is not a full review. This is just my first impressions. I think Ring has a lot to work through, but it should be expected with new products, right? If you buy a brand new car, a new model, or something that hasn't been made before, we should be expecting some issues with the first release of anything. So I think this is their first 4K camera. I like the visual qualities of it, but I think that there's some firmware or some software features that need to be brought back up to speed or need to catch up with technology, because it's getting really frustrating. And I understand a lot of businesses outsource their call centers, and this call center was in the Philippines. They're a full day into the future. Nice people and all, but they're it was really frustrating. I have another video from my Ring cam that I have inside of the home. And you could hear me, over and over explaining my situation to the workers. I kept saying, no, you're not listening to me. I've installed it. I got a new Wi-Fi. It's not working. What am I supposed to do? And they said, well, sir, they just kept pushing me off and dismissing my concerns. I think maybe they weren't trained as to how to manage these calls or this brand new product. In all fairness, it is a new product. I did have some grace on them, but after about the third day of calling, I was frustrated. So I think Ring has a lot to figure out still, but this is my first impression video. Again, I don't usually do videos like these unless people really like them. I have other electronic products that I could put on here and review, but in the meantime, I just wanted to share this with people because I know I hit a big snag in the beginning, and it would have been nice to have a video that covered what issues I was having, and maybe this could be helpful to someone else. So thank you so much for watching.